Your stories, your money. This is Rip Off Britain. Hello, and it's great to know you can join us here for Rip Off Britain, the show which, as you know, never stops taking on the issues that really matter to you. So today's programme is all about people who are fighting back against dilemmas that I'll bet at one time or another have really annoyed you.
And in fact, the people we're about to hear from are so fed up they've taken matters into their own hands to try and solve their problems. And as you'll see today, they're prepared to go to considerable trouble to do it.
Well, I can certainly vouch for that, because the effort and the commitment that one man has put into fighting a problem where he lives really does take your breath away. So whatever else you're planning on doing today, you won't want to miss what's coming up.
Imagine this dumped where you live.
There must be approaching 40 tonnes of waste here.
We meet the people fighting back against the fly tippers.
The town and the people in the town don't deserve this. We need harsher fines, punishments. We need it sorting.
Fly tipping.
Pardon?
Fly tipping.
No, I just do my job, man.
No, it's fly tipping.
Rubbish dumped indiscriminately on our streets, lanes and roads. Well, it's a problem that's plaguing the country right now. Well, if you're one of the many people that tell us just how furious this all makes you, spare a thought for the people at the heart of our next film, because they're having to deal with piles of other people's waste week in and week out. But as we're about to find out, they are not giving up without a fight. So if fly tippers are tipping you over the edge, keep watching. Later in the programme, could there finally be a solution to fly tipping? We road test an app we can all use aimed at tackling the problem. So what do you do with this when you've got it?
If you spot fly tipping, you upload the picture, it knows exactly where it is, and we will submit it to the appropriate local authority.
Brilliant.
Still to come on Rip Off Britain, we meet the man who gets up close and personal with the nation's fly tippers.
Fly tipping.
Pardon?
Fly tipping.
No, I just do my job, man.
No, it's fly tipping.
Earlier in the programme, we heard from a number of people who say that their lives are being blighted by tons of rubbish dumped illegally on the streets and roads where they live. Well, in another part of the country, one man has decided, frankly, he's had enough of the fly tippers. So he's decided to take matters into his own hands. And he's made it his mission not just to clean up the area where he lives, but the whole country. And when I heard the lengths to which he goes, well, I just couldn't wait to meet him. Last year, there were more than 1 million incidents of fly tipping in our towns and countryside, blighting communities, damaging the environment, and costing us a bomb to clear up. But one man has made it his mission to fight back. Trouble is, his methods are so secretive, I'm having difficulty locating him. Well, the person I'm supposed to be meeting asked me to see him here at this time, right here at this junction. I can't see him at all. Ever had the feeling you're being watched? Martin, I'm here. Where are you?
Hi, Angela.
Oh, good Lord. You don't do things by half measures, do you?
Definitely not.
Look at you. That is impressive, crikey. Martin Montague from Hampshire has spent the last 5 years trying to catch fly tippers in the act through covert surveillance, and he leaves no stone unturned in doing so. You take this very seriously, clearly, but when do you need to wear this gear?
Well, if you're staking out somewhere, I want to do it as covertly as possible. Don't want to get noticed, and I certainly don't want to get chased. So I try and blend into the background and use as much technology as I can. Goggles, cameras and stuff like that.
You are passionate about this, aren't you?
Totally dedicated to it. I want to see fly tippers prosecuted. I want to see the country cleaned up and the damage it does to the environment reduced.
You mentioned goggles.
Yeah.
And that's what these are presumably down here?
Yeah, you can try those on. They're night vision.
Yes.
So they go on your head and you should be able to see all sorts.
Fantastic. But Martin is not just playing at Boy Scouts. Since 2017, he's reported hundreds of incidents of fly tipping to various local authorities. And in a number of cases, his evidence has helped to lead to fines or prosecutions for those responsible. He's also not afraid to film and confront those he catches in the act, as this footage shows.
Fly tipping.
Pardon?
Fly tipping.
No, I just do my job, man.
No, it's fly tipping.
What made you feel so angry about this that you felt, this is what I've got to do?
I just hate the mess. I hate the burden to the taxpayer. Over £50 million a year it costs us to clean up other people's mess. But more importantly, it's the environment, it's the animals, the single-use plastics, it's the oils, it's all the stuff spilling into the earth.
And it's nationwide.
I've seen all sorts of fly tipping, from dump collections of gnomes through to huge sites in London the size of football fields. There is no hard and fast rule about what gets fly tipped. Only the fact that so much of it does. It's a huge problem.
As well as his night vision equipment and his camouflage gear, Martin also uses drones to show the scale of the dumping. But sometimes his mobile phone is all he needs.
Don't have to record me, man.
Yeah, I do.
No, you
It's
don't.
evidence.
For what?
It's got to go to the police.
What happens if you see somebody fly tipping? What do you do?
If it looks like a man in a van and a builder, I'll report them to the authorities. If it's a lady dumping a big bag of stuff out the back of her car, I'll ask her to take it to the tip. It really does depend on the circumstances.
When you approach them, what reaction do you get?
One recently, a lady said to me, well, I asked someone to get rid of it for me and they didn't, so I decided to take it out and dump it on the corner of a lane. Yeah, it's quite incredible, some of the reactions.
Martin says that many people use cover of darkness to hide what they're up to, hence his need for the night vision goggles. But these nighttime stakeouts aren't without their risks. Martin had previously reported this gang for dumping a load of rubbish on this country lane. But tonight, he thinks they're onto him, so he makes a dash for it.
They were definitely onto me. I'd seen the red light on the night vision. I had to make a run for it. While I was lying there, the infrared on the night vision gave me away. Someone came into the field and then I had dogs let off of me and I was genuinely concerned for my life.
You've managed to get away, clearly.
Yes.
How?
By running and hiding in the dead of night. I was soaking wet, I was scared, and it's not anything that I'd recommend anyone else partake in.
But still you keep on doing it.
Yes, someone's got to take a stand. Fly tippers need to know that there are people out there looking out, or there is surveillance in place, and there's ways and means to get them prosecuted.
The number of fly tipping incidents has reached a 10-year high in England. Most councils now charge businesses for commercial waste at their recycling centres. And as Martin's footage shows, a lot of what is dumped is clearly this kind of waste. But Martin does put some of the increase down to the fact that many local authorities up and down the country are now starting to charge residents too to throw away some household items. As David Salisbury from Princess Rossborough in Buckinghamshire found out.
We've been doing up the garden and it was just a load of garden waste. So I basically took 4 fence panels and 4 bags of garden waste. When I got there, they were just like, it's £30.
David says he was charged £5 to dispose of each of the 4 fence panels and £2.50 each for the bags of garden waste.
I don't think it's fair. We already pay to have our waste taken away, and the council should have a facility that's free for you to take that stuff so that it's not chucked in the side of a lay-by or whatever. It's just annoying. I mean, you try and do the right thing and you get charged for it.
Richard McIlwain from Keep Britain Tidy says that while there's no excuse for fly tipping, the newly introduced charges have played a part in fueling the rise of illegal rubbish dumping.
The charges at household waste centres have been brought in because, let's face it, over many years local authorities have been subject to huge cuts in spending. Anything that imposes a charge that was previously free is potentially a barrier, and some people will be put off by the charge and find alternatives. And clearly that alternative is the fly tippet.
David was charged for disposing of his waste by Buckinghamshire Council, which said it had to bring in the charges in 2019 because of the need to make financial savings. It told us that 80% of waste brought to its sites is still free to dispose of. And its charges were for items mostly associated with DIY and home improvements, which it would not be fair for all residents to pay through their council tax. Well, the issue of charging people to get rid of their household waste is something that the Department for the Environment, Food and Rural Affairs is currently reviewing. And you can bet we'll be keeping a close eye on what it decides. But the scale of the fly tipping problem begs the question whether we could all be doing more to put a stop to it. Well, back in Hampshire, Martin is sure we could. He's designed a simple tool that anyone can use to report fly tipping. By filling in a few simple details via an app called ClearWaste on your phone, it will automatically report the incident to the relevant local council and request a clear-up. The not-for-profit app was launched a year ago, and Martin says it's already processed over 13,000 reports. I see here there's a photograph 28 minutes ago, something in London, and 29 minutes ago in Preston. People that know about this can just access this very easily, can't they?
Absolutely.
So what do you do with this when you've got it?
Okay, it's really simple. If you spot fly tipping, you upload the picture, it knows exactly where it is, you write a description, and we will submit it to the appropriate local authority. So this is all automatic and real simple.
Brilliant. Martin says each individual council varies in the time it takes for it to respond to the reports. But at the very least, he says, the app is a useful tool in fighting the fly tippers. Martin is also working with DEFRA and the National Farmers Union on other ways of tackling the issue. Maxine Stones, who we met earlier in the programme, and who has long been struggling with fly tippers around her hometown of Boston in Lincolnshire, has been trying the app out for us over the past week. Now, Maxine, I gather you've been using the app. What are your impressions of it?
I am not technical at all, but that app is very easy. I was very impressed because I could do it.
Yeah.
But honestly, if I can, then anybody really can. Yeah.
Tell me what you found and what you've sent using the app.
There's lots of furniture around, beds, mattresses, fridges, freezers.
Good Lord.
Children's toys, but there's so much around, and you don't have to look hard.
How confident are you that you will actually get some reaction from your council?
I feel now that we've got more and more people involved with this, the council will react a lot quicker. It can work. You know, I'm really quite positive.
Well, it's clear to me that the world could do with a few more Martins.
Fly tipping.
Pardon?
Fly tipping.
No, I just do my job, man.
No, it's fly tipping.
Well, I'm afraid that's where we have to leave it for today. But what an eye-opener that was. Some of those piles and piles of rubbish dumped by the fly tipper were absolutely shocking. But how amazing to see someone like Martin going to such lengths to try and put a stop to them.
But How shameful, really, that he has to take those measures in the first place. Let's hope the app that he's come up with makes a difference. But just wondering, Angela, if you were tempted to don some of those disguises yourself?
Are you kidding? Believe me, I got quite a sense of it without feeling the need to pull on any of that camouflage gear. But if, like Martin, you are trying to tackle an issue where you live and think that we should know about it, then do drop us a line via email or post, because we love to hear from you. But I'm afraid for today, at least, that's it until we see you the next time. So until then, from all of us, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.